Sack Life, beat depression, and stay 731, and we're back to have some more fun with another somatic healing session to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later, appreciate you guys and girls out there. As you know, we start every single show with gratitude, and today, gratitude going out, as always, to everybody tuning in, supporting each other and supporting the cause, but also want to shout out gratitude to Jonathan Pu'u of Pu'u Muay Thai. We're going to be doing an interview tomorrow. It is a martial arts for mental health interview. I'm super pumped to get to have that experience and to be able to learn more from him, and hopefully we can all learn from each other's experience out here as he shares with us what long history in Muay Thai, both as a competitor and also as a coach, is like, and how it's affected his mental health and what kind of areas of life outside of Muay Thai it's had an effect on. So pumped for that interview. Super grateful that we have cool people out there willing to help with the cause, help raise awareness to the mental health benefits of martial arts. So gratitude going out to Jonathan. Also gratitude going out to the first ones in. Brett, aka Soul, thank you for being here. Appreciate you, bro. And that is my gratitude for today. So go ahead and think about your piece of gratitude. That'll help put you in that positive mindset as we move into the lesson. Second mental health tool we're talking about is the progress tracking tool. Keeping track of the number of days you show up for you and you put in the work and make that progress. And we want to make sure, it's getting Bob in that frame, we want to make sure that the goals that we're setting for ourselves, when it comes to this number tool, we want to make sure that it's an accomplishable goal. So with this class, I always ask you guys and girls to moderate to your intensity level, moderate to your pace, and make sure that you're giving yourself a challenge, but also not to overdo that challenge. So remember, during the show, we look for those signs of overreaching, like lightheadedness, dizziness, nauseousness in the stomach, and we pull back that intensity so that we can give ourselves a challenge and we can keep going and we can make it an accomplishable goal. We keep the classes short. 10 minutes of core training is what is in every class, but it's also just about showing up and being part of that process. So even if you show up for 1 minute per day, that still counts as progress. And if that's what you can do as a daily accomplishable goal, then that's what I want you guys to keep track of, because it will build up and let you know what you can do in the face of anything that's trying to stop you, like depression or anxiety. And shout out to Slayer Ken, thank you for being here. And Brett shared his number at 63 days. Heck yeah, good to see you chugging along there. Over 2 months of progress. And the cool thing about that number is it never goes down, right? Unlike physical training, we never lose progress because we never lose proof that we've built for ourselves, that we can get up and fight forwards in the face of anything trying to slow us down. So, good on you. Thank you for keeping track and for sharing that number. Shout out as well to Slayer Ken at 339 days of consecutive progress. Crushing it. Getting closer and closer to a year of progress every day. It's good stuff. The cool part about sharing that number too is we're able to inspire others to make progress in their lives and find their way forward. So thank you guys both for being a part of this and for sharing your progress. That is our number tool. We talked about our gratitude tool. Now let's get into the lesson a little bit. We're going to be working again, Muay Thai stance. If you're not familiar, that guide is up on sacklifeofficial.com, bottom of the free martial arts for mental health class section. And we're going to be working on building combos today. So we're going to kind of do a progressive combo. It'll start with basic jab. You'll see as we go. But basic jab, then we'll jab, cross, uppercut, and then we're going to switch stances into southpaw and fire the same combo from the opposite side, alternating back and forth. That we can balance out our training. And remember, things that you can moderate to give yourself a challenge is intensity of your punches, whoosh, how much power you're putting behind them, the volume of your punches. You can increase those number of strikes in our routine. So if we're doing jab, cross, uppercut, you could do double jab, cross, uppercut. That's totally fine. You can increase the speed, the volume, and the pace. The speed, the volume, and the power behind those punches. Those are where you can moderate every day to make sure you're giving yourself a challenge. So, that being said, I'll kind of break down those combos as we go. We're going to have standard rounds, 3 minutes each. 1 minute breaks in between to catch your breath, check in on you, make sure you're doing all right, and make sure you're staying hydrated. You also want to pay attention to the breath and make sure that you're exhaling on those strikes out the mouth, inhaling through the nose on the retraction. And I'm checking in on myself today. I am dealing with a little bit of side effects from the vaccine, giving me tiredness. I've been getting hit with kind of waves of tiredness through the day. So also headache and muscle soreness. So I'm going to moderate my intensity down a bit. I might be going a little bit slower, but I'm still giving myself a challenge, and that's what it's about. Showing up for that process, making about the process, and crushing that daily goal. Speaking of which, shout out to Lisa Luminary at 431 days of progress, crushing those goals out there. And also shout out to Reed Brickman. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the support. And we covered our gratitude, our list tool, progress tracking. What's next? The actual combos. Yes, like I mentioned before, we've got that building combo coming today. We're working from Muay Thai stance. We're also going to fire all those combos that we learned today from both Southpaw and Orthodox. Great thing you got vaccinated. Oh yeah, thanks man. Appreciate it. I got my first dose. I get my second dose in 20-something days, and at least I can have peace of mind and hopefully avoid any more downtime, because I really can't afford that downtime out here. That's the main reason why I got it. Ree Brickman says, hey there, Ree. So let's get back on track. To make sure that we keep it mental health as a mental health benefit and a mental health focus, we want to visualize that opponent. Visualize a dummy like Bob in front of you, the form of a man or a woman, and assign that dummy the name that you want to work on. So if it's depression that you're overcoming, if it's anxiety that you're overcoming, or if it's just stress, you can make it a stress dummy. And we're going to knock those lies that depression tries to sell us, anxiety tries to sell us. We're going to knock them right out of the face of that dummy. We're going to work for ourselves, build ourselves up right in the face of anything that's trying to slow us down. And we're going to consciously acknowledge it, consciously acknowledge what we're doing. And in that way, we can kind of positively affirm that we are beating the debilitating effects of depression or anxiety. Shout out to Luca. Thank you for being here. He says, hello, have an owie. You have an owie. Is it all better or is it hurt? It is sore. I got an injection for that COVID vaccine, so it's sore. I'm dealing with a little fatigue, a little bit of tiredness, but we're here and we're going to move forward, and that's what it's all about. Everybody moving at their own pace, moving forward, making that progress. And checking in on comments, Slayer Ken said, forgot to show you something after today's class related to Mortal Kombat mixed with a little Scooby-Doo. Cool, man. Yeah, hit me up in the DM. Looking forward to it. Shout out as well to Mad with Hats. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Making it to class. Made it. Bomb. Peace, everybody. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. So, we covered gratitude. We covered the list tool. We're talking about the lesson a little bit. Making sure we visualize that opponent. And we use good practice, good form. And we land our strikes right on target with that visualized target. So when we're tossing punches, we want to turn the fist over, land it on large two knuckles, squeeze at the point of impact. What else are we tossing there? You'll see as we go, we'll build through. I'll kind of explain each move as we add it to our combos and what we're going to be doing. So it doesn't make sense for me to explain them all now. Let's roll on right into it. We'll have the fighting spirit of the 80s coming through our sweet retro synth boombox.
Bluetooth pairing.
Bingo. There it is. And Daily Beats just fine. Let's get this thing going. Square up into your Muay Thai position. Visualize that target. And let's do this thing. Hop into stance. Visualize that target ahead of you. Muay Thai stance, orthodox position here. We're going to start by stepping into that number one jab. Small step in the front, twisting through the shoulders, extending that fist forward, landing right in the face of that depression dummy. Right there, and rotate back. Now it's jab, cross, right down the center line, and back to stance. Jab, cross, back to stance. Now we're going to add in the uppercut. We're going to step for the jab, twist for the cross, and then on the uppercut, we're going to rotate back and send that elbow into the center line, dropping it out, locking it in at 90 degrees on the elbow, palm facing up, drive that fist up, pop that depression dummy right in the chin, and back to stance. So step for the jab, rotate for cross, and then twist, bam, for the uppercut. And now we're switching over to southpaw position, feet reverse, and everything's going to happen. Same combos are going to happen, but now we're working them from that southpaw position. So guard high, Keep that body weight moving. Step in for the jab. Twist in through. Small step on the front foot. Back to stance. Square it up. Keep it going. From southpaw, step in for the jab and add the cross. Boom. Down that center line. Twisting on the ball of front foot. Twist on the ball of back foot. And then back to square southpaw position. Now it's going to be jab, cross, and then uppercut. Same thing we just did, but from the opposite side. So step into the jab, twist for the cross, and then twist, boom. Toss that uppercut in there. Back to stance, all the way back to orthodox position. From orthodox, we're going with the same combo. Step for the jab, back to stance, jab, cross, uppercut. And now swap it over to southpaw position. And we're doing the same thing. Mirror that combo. Step for the jab, jab, cross, uppercut. And swap it all the way back. Orthodox position. Step for the jab, back to stance, jab, cross, back to stance, jab, cross, uppercut. Back to stance and swap it over. Southpaw position. Step for the jab, back in, jab, cross, uppercut, and swap, and get that rhythm, find that flow. Jab, cross, uppercut, swap the feet, bam, switch over to southpaw. Jab, cross, uppercut, and swap it. Back to stance, orthodox. Jab, cross, uppercut, swap. Jab, cross, uppercut, swap. Jab, cross, uppercut, and swap. Keep it moving. Swap. Exhale on those strikes. Jab, cross, uppercut, swap. Jab, cross, uppercut, and swap. And that is the end of round one. Catch your breath, drink some water, check in on you, make sure you're doing all right, and giving yourself a challenge. We got 48 seconds before we pop into the next round. And shout out to J100, thank you for being here. Boom. Woo. And Lucas said the sound is fuzzy. Apologize for that, I hope it's not fuzzy for everybody. Let me know. On this next round, we're going to work in some knee strikes, and I'll break those down a little bit. Ken said he screwed up on the southpaw, took a squat. Yep, if you ever mess up, you can reset the brain with a quick squat, and then pop back into the position and get right back into it. Lucas said he did karate today already, dope. So this is all bonus round. Good stuff, man. Glad to hear you're making progress. All right, let's pop back into position, orthodox Muay Thai position, and we're going to start with a lead teep this time. So the lead teep, we're going to bring that leg straight up. In our Muay Thai position, bring that leg straight up, and then exhale, driving through the hip. We're driving that foot forwards as our shoulders go backwards, keeping the chin tucked. Lead teep, boom, back to stance. Lead teep, back to stance, and then jab, and turn back. So lead teep, boom, jab, and turn back to stance. Lead teep, jab, back to stance. Now we're going to finish up with a cross. So it's going to be lead teep, jab, cross, back to stance. Lead teep, jab, cross, back to stance. And now we're switching it over to southpaw position. Swap the feet. You can pivot on that front foot. If you want to rotate backwards, open up that space. And we're going to start with that lead teep from southpaw this time. Lead leg goes up on one plane, bringing those hips in. We're going to exhale and drive the arm down, chopping the arm on the same side as that teep. Teep, step back to square, lead teep, back to square, lead teep from southpaw, and jab, boom. Twist for the jab, back to southpaw, square up with that opponent. Lead teep, jab, and add in the cross, boom. That is full combo. Lead teep, jab, cross. Let's do it. Jab, cross, and swap it over to southpaw. Options here when you want to switch to southpaw. If you want to open up space, pivot on that rear foot and step back into southpaw position. Let's fire that lead teep, jab, jab, cross. Lead teep, jab, cross. Lead teep, back to stance. Lead teep, jab. Lead teep, jab, cross. Go. Back to stance, and now we're gonna pivot over into southpaw. Again, we've got options. You can do a hop, boom, hop into southpaw. You can do a step back into southpaw, or what's the other way? We can step forwards into southpaw if you want to make it an advancing transition there. So let's go back, swap into southpaw position. Lead teep, jab, cross, and swap the feet. Bam, orthodox, lead teep, jab, cross, swap the feet. Boom, southpaw, lead teep, jab, cross, swap the feet. Boom, orthodox, lead teep, jab, cross, swap those feet. And fire from the opposite side. Lead teep, jab, cross, swap them. Back to stance, lead teep, jab, cross, swap them. Southpaw, lead teep, jab, cross. And that's the end of round 2. Catch your breath, drink some water. And we'll be back again in 53 seconds. Make sure you're not pushing too hard and you're watching out for those signs of overreaching. Make sure you're giving yourself a challenge, and after it's all over, let me know how you're doing. If you're enjoying the growing combos, these changing combos here. Always open to switch up that pace and see how we can keep things interesting, keep things moving ahead. We got 23 seconds. We're gonna pop into the final round. In the final round, we're gonna talk about knee strikes this time. We're gonna start with a knee, and we'll move into a couple different strikes. We may toss in a check as well, bringing that knee up to the inside of the arm, give us good defense, and then we'll fire off some knees. 3 seconds, pop back into stance, visualize that target. And we're gonna start with just a basic straight knee. So for the straight knee strike, we're gonna chop the hand down on the same side as the leg, just like we do for the teep. We're gonna chop the hand down, boom, and swing through the hip. Pivoting through that hip, make sure that rear foot step back, we're nice and balanced. Pivot through that hip, boom, straight knee strike, back to stance. Straight knee from orthodox, boom, and back to stance. Now notice my chin, my shoulders stay forwards on this knee. They don't go back like with the teep kick. We're just gonna hinge, boom, and keep those shoulders forward. Keep that chin tucked for balance. Guard high, boom, knee strike, and back to stance. After that knee strike, let's go right in to a check. So knee strike, boom, and then check. Check, a kick on the same side. Back to stance. Knee strike, check, kick, boom, and jab, cross to finish it up. Swap those feet, and let's do it from southpaw position. Step in for the knee strike, boom, check the kick, bang, and then jab, cross to finish it up. Square up, swap back to orthodox position. Knee strike, rear knee, forward, check the kick, jab, cross, and swap the feet for southpaw. Knee strike from southpaw. Remember that knee's coming from the back. We're hinging through the hip, chopping the arm and driving it forwards. Bring that foot up as close as you can to the booty and point the toe, making the knee even sharper. It's a hinge, so you can reach across the face of that opponent to help a little bit. Reach across with the hand on the same side as the knee, and then swing. Let that hand be a counterbalance. Swing that hand as you hinge through the hip and do some damage there. Back to position, southpaw position. Start with the knee. Boom, back to stance and check a kick on that same side. Bring the knee up, guard high, jab, cross to finish him off, and swap it back to orthodox. Let's go. Knee strike, check the kick, boom, jab, cross, and swap the stance. Southpaw position, knee strike, check the kick, boom, jab, cross, and swap the stance. Knee strike, check the kick, bang, jab, cross, and swap that stance. Keep it moving, keep it flowing. Knee strike, check the kick, boom, jab, cross, and swap it. Back to stance, knee strike from orthodox. Check the kick, boom, jab, cross, and swap them. Knee strike, check that kick, bang, jab, cross, and swap. Orthodox stance, knee, check, boom, jab, cross, and swap. Knee, check, jab, cross, and that is the end of round 3. I hope that you had fun. I hope you found room to grow and give yourself a challenge. And, and I hope that you're giving yourself credit for showing up and giving yourself that challenge, even in the face of anything that's telling you otherwise. Remember, this is our daily goal accomplishment, but it doesn't have to be the end for us. It's all about giving ourselves a challenge equal to our skill level. So, if you feel like you didn't get enough of a high intensity challenge here, feel free to continue on. Give yourself a bonus round. Spend some quality time with Bob, quality time with the speed bag, quality time on the heavy bag, or just keep that shadow boxing going. Find those moves that you enjoy practicing, keep that routine going, keep that count up, and remember that consistency is going to give us results. So we don't have to worry about those long-term goals. They will happen as side effects of our daily consistent showing up and being part of that daily goal accomplishment. Until next time, I'll catch you guys same sack time, same sack channel, same sack life. Sack man out.